Boa tarde.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Can everybody hear? We don't hear ourselves, but everybody can hear us, right? Great. Thank you for your presence, for the honor of you watching us. I'm Juliano Marcilian, Director of Automation for Bradesco, and Natalia, Marketing Director. We will invest 30 minutes telling a little bit what we've been doing in Bradesco and what's next in the AI field, and specifically of a generative AI that we have added within BIA. BIA is Bradesco Intelligence Artificial in Portuguese. It's a brand that we've been working for a while in Bradesco Bank for AI. Here is myself and Natalia. Would you like to introduce yourself? No, I've been introduced very well. The most important thing is putting into context what we do, not only in the point of view of technology, but how much this has been adding value to the brand, and how we in the bank we think about BIA in an umbrella mother for Bradesco AI and a channel of communication. Not just a communication channel, it's organizing the whole company. Through BIA, we have been leading the whole organization. As I mentioned, all the way back in 2016, we began with an artificial intelligent BIA with simpler models that would allow us give support to our managers on the understanding of products, and now it's become a relationship platform for transaction interaction between the clients and the bank. And here are some examples of cases of use that we have been working with our AI. Risk analysis, so models that help us through generative AI identify a strange behavior that might identify fraud so that we can scale this issue within our anti-fraud mechanism. On retail, to leverage all the data that we have on relationship, the use of our products, our channels, and other added information so that we can deliver to our clients the best value proposal in the right moment. And Gen AI help us to build models that will not only help us to connect to the customer in the best possible way with those proposals and commercial effectiveness. Also, the personal concierge case, when you think about the relationship with the client on an omni-channel, with a continued experience, however the channel that they communicate with the organization, each interaction bringing the result in the right moment that is able to react and identify what the client wants from the bank. A personal concierge that is empowered and able through AI to generative AI. When we talk about credit lines, when we evaluate all behaviors, content, decision-making, so we can create predictive models for credit, and always with best algorithms more and more, with each interaction with the client. And when we talk about technology, we've been using Gen AI in a structured way so that it helps us in a number of different processes, from the usual tools as a support to the devs, as they use AI for coding with different paths and so on, even building test scenarios to the different uses such as business use. We have now a platform that we have BIA Tech that helps the business to create better stories that might become systems and models within the organization. There are other case studies, but you can see that we use the AI to assist in all fields within the bank. We designed this with the structure that we learned over the years to create a mechanism that lets us scale this design. And our operation model principle is human beings that are potentialized and empowered in function of agent support and AI. That's the principle that we use for AI. AI first is our model. And to make this possible, we have a platform, BIA, that works end-to-end with the whole process, supported by technology and training that we have offered to all our employees, building the whole technological elements so that this platform works properly. When we talk about a brain-agent facilitators, this is not a technology project. It's an organizational project by Bradesco Bank. If we put AI first, we need to have an organizational project. So the board is part of the design as sponsors of all initiatives. Discuss this with the talents and the teams for training and culture, all the compliance, governance, all the tools that we need for the organization day-to-day life to be part of the strategy and expansion model so that we can scale as we have been the AI throughout the organization. What have we learned so far? All the way back when the CEO took power in November 2023, we will decide and execute in our transformation process that the bank has been going through from the end of 2023 and 2024 onwards. And the lessons learned is that we can diagnose and debug and adjust. We create plans, we organize designs, and we execute. And we know that sometimes we need to revisit and take new decisions, improve the process continuously, because many times things don't go as planned. So the important is go to diagnosis and decision process in a speedily manner, so as in the first bullet. Slowly, so we can go fast. Invest time in planning and design, construction, interacting with all stakeholders and sponsors, as mentioned in the previous slide, so that all elements that could affect a decision are taken into account in our diagnosis and decision-making for the path. If we invest this time in planning, we can accelerate and react a lot faster when things go wrong and don't go according to plan. Another important thing is that we need to do this in a holistic way and make sure that all these structural changes. There's a change in Bradesco that's from the new customer stage for new technology for itself and efficacy, business model revision, value proposal. It's a proposal that is a very complex, that makes sure that the organization prioritizes whatever is important for the organization and not just one or two structure. We change our priority to a corporate prioritization. That's what I talk about when I talk strategy in making this structural. And another relevant point in this design is that leadership needs to be directly involved, hands-on, taking care of everything in a continuous and pragmatic way, and keeping the focus on the diagnosis process on execution, and we had many iterations in the process continuously. And just to complement, many iterations from within, but from without. So we need to keep listening in the world scenario situation and how to absorb this into our bank and into our design. And database decision to make sure that everything is up to date. When we talk about BIA, BIA is an institutional program that began with AI, and now we have generative AI. And the idea is to have a client interaction that is as natural and as personalized as possible. So we can identify how the client is feeling when they interact with BIA, be it a voice or other ways, so that we can offer the best experience and resolution in all interaction. Not forgetting, of course, all related issues when we talk about security, be it fraud or other security requirements that are very important for us. We have a corporate BIA, we have a client BIA, and we have BIA Tech. And all supported with a platform that is integrated. And the concern was, how can we give all these tasks to BIA, but keeping the guardrails that will make sure that certain lines are not crossed and keep the safe, avoiding security issues. We want it to be as simple as possible, that the structure interact with the Gen AI, but not everyone needs to know how to do LLM or cloud interaction that we need for the BIA to work. So we have the proprietary knowledge. We have Bridge, Bradesco, Generative Data Intelligence. This is a low-code, no-code layer that allow everyone to have the different structures, but keeping the methods and processes and corporate directives that we offer, from risk to what is allowed and not allowed to use with the information, LGPD, and so on. So this is a very important layer that made our design very easy. The corporate BIA, the one that we use at home, so that our employees can know normative procedures, clarify doubts from the way a process works and a specific product works, to human resources. How do you go on holiday or request a specific benefits? BIA clients interacts with the clients and helps with transactions and operations. We have about 3 million clients that have interacted with BIA, and we are scaling that very quickly. We spent over a year working with 800,000 clients in the platform, so we are scaling 1 million clients a month for this design. Our end zero for some situations is with generative AI, and we have about 85 to 90% of rotation and resolution at this level, and this allows us to scale. This is a little bit of what we've been doing at BIA. And for us, this will leverage 100% of our people. And what I said, corporate AI allow us to have normative and process awareness and how to use this, have good customer service, and stay within what's desired by the organization. And 3.2 million clients, 90% of rotation at first level. And when we talk about technology development, we have many cases, but we have a very interesting story to tell, because we began to use AI as we started to create the platform BIA Tech that allows POs, product owners, write better stories for the technology. So we have a story that converts in story and features to the clients, and we had a 47 percentage point of grades, which reduced lead time, the time for market use, because the stories were better used, as well as the use of platforms that is well known, like GitHub, supporting our devs in creation of stories and standardization and intelligent answers with better effectiveness and process. And this has been increasing use in a very significant way over the last few months.
Uma outra parte muito importante.
There is another important part in AI, which is the use of multiple agents. It is the model where you build multiple agents to run some tasks. And we are advanced. In this case, we have a small video that is going to show this work we are doing, and we are working in teams that are made up of people and virtual agents at a rate of 20 agents for one person. We have a set of squads, and AI does not work as a co-pilot by bringing ideas. No, each agent has specific agendas. They are devs, they write documentation, they create test scenarios, they assess the work of the other agents, and that spares a lot of time for human beings because human beings are experts and they can concentrate on making better decisions and stepping to critical steps of the process to execute the work that is being done by AI agents. And this process allowed us to use a legacy code in old COBOL without any documentation and convert that code to Python by using this 3-people team with 60 AI agents in a process that was 40 to 50% faster if we had used only human beings. So we are talking about reading the code, testing the code, creating the code, creating scenarios for using this code. So on top of the speed, we can see a very big increase in the speed
modernizar os nossos
speed in the way we are modernizing our databases. And of course, we have a lot of legacy systems to modernize. And lastly, I'm going to speak about another very important use. We have a partnership with Comuni. We acquired Comuni, which is a company made up of data scientists and researchers with different papers published. They come from different universities, and they all write about generative AI. In our credit structure, credit modeling had an income prediction model, and that model has become very powerful. We call it Rendabras 5.0, and we told our scientists, these scientists, to create this generative AI model. So it took us about 6 months for scientists to build, and AI tools could create it in 3 to 4, 5 days, and you can't tell apart the AI model from the human model. So we are stepping up in terms of what we can do with AI, with generative AI. So we are adding more than 250 million reais a year, at the same time making sure that we are working within our criteria and use specifications.
A gente está trabalhando no asset management, a gente
So you're working on asset managers. We have AI to read minutes, central bank reports. Under safety, we are automating incident response, malicious means. So there are many ways to use AI, and we are becoming more and more proficient in that. And Natalia is going to share how we can enchant our customers with AI. Yes, of course, this is less obvious. Speaking about technology comes Natalia from marketing to share how we enchant our customers in their consumer relationship with brands. Juliano made it very clear how AI is present at Bradesco, how we use it in a predictive way to cause impact. And in marketing, we want more and more to
no momento que você está disposto a ouvir aquela comunicação e com eficiência de
be very efficient and to solve issues. And we don't want that massive thing, you know. And with that, the creative process has a massive participation of AI. In the performance room, where I can take the trilogy involving marketing and communication, CRM and data science, people from the ID participate a lot in that. We can have productivity gains in a very significant manner and in a very accurate way. So we have been able to implement some decision-making models through AI, where we have 65% of evolution and in gain in
de impacto com o cliente
CPA,
e com a efetivação ali de negócio na ponta de mais de 150%.
impact, and more than 150% of gain in some specific lines. Why? Because AI has helped us identify the correct moment. So we try to combine CRM behavior and media behavior, and that makes us be more and more efficient. And when we talk about transformation of data, we hear a lot that data is the new oil. That is one of the greatest things we have today, raw materials. And here we have this oil with more sensitivity. More than owning the oil or the data is knowing how to use it and how to impact how we can turn that cold thing into something that is more interactive. And with that, we can have a curatorship based on squads and media profiles. So we have cataloged 7 media platforms clusterized by the people we're going to talk to rather than the subject or the product that we could offer. And this clustering with the use of AI tools enters into a mix within the marketing tools where we can have in a universe of 36,000 histories with many other media vehicles. So we can, based on that, decide which channels are more efficient to communicate with high-income or medium-income communities or underserved communities. So AI is revolutionizing this, and in terms of marketing, I am talking about something that is in the back office, but we also have the front office. So in marketing, we use AI for unfolding our marketing campaigns, for example. We used to do our campaigns in 7 to 10 days, and today we can do that in 2 hours because the number of channels and the number of media is increasing. So we have been using that a lot in our creative process. And with all technology, with all evolutions technology needs, for example, we have, for example, to design our accuracy, such as, for example, there are some fingers, some other things that are difficult to replicate. However, we can reduce this time in a very significant way. So we can do that unfolding through AI today, and we're doing that 100% that way. Then comes the dilemma. How is this process in marketing? Do I take that from the hands of human people? No, actually AI today broadens our work model. So these 7 to 10 days that have turned into 2 hours allows more time to work on the clustering of communities by adapting the correct message and the communication so that we can reach the correct people. So today, humans
por conta do repertório, mas a criação
are still responsible for the briefing, the creation, and the way we unfold these communication, even though we use AI for the rest of the activities. And of course, we can use all of that and turn that into images and words. And AI is something I talk about a lot when I talk about BIA. For example, in 2016, nobody talked about AI, but we had at that time some transactions we used to solve problems. But today, we are using that in decision making.
é muito importante para reforço de branding, ou seja, para que a
That for customer relationship, for branding is super important.
E hoje cada vez mais a
Brand.
gente tem
And
utilizado.
today we are using that more and more for success. So AI doesn't replace humans.
A gente resolveu
When we decided to speak about this topic, we decided to provide this example as something not very obvious when we talk about technology, for you to understand how this is very clear for us at Bradesco. So I think our time is up, right? Yeah, exactly. I think we have this integrated view, this mindset of using AI first, however, to empower people that make the best decisions. And we have learned a lot from that process. And it's been quite a journey. We have learned a lot. But as I said, we decided to adapt a holistic view. We didn't say, oh, let's use AI in technology then in customer service. No, we are learning at all fronts, including in marketing, where it has been a very powerful way. Yes, and it is not something very tangible, which is surprising, right? And Francesco is giving his 2 cents, right? But today, everything that we can speak about in terms of technology or AI in the bank is related to Juliano's 2 first screens, where we have this holistic view. So all the impacts are centered in our customers, and of course, we are building this network of learnings, and people are contributing more and more with their learnings and insights and their on everything that they learn and their insights. Yes, of course, and we want to ensure compliance are being met, all our guardrails are in place, and making a lot of iterations, learning to diagnose and improving the whole process as we go. Thank you very much, everyone.